My name's Raffles Cowan.
Marco Graziano.
Okay, let's move out of the way a little bit. So we were at Queen and Spadina yesterday in the protest, and the cops came and surrounded everyone. They told us that they were trying to figure out a way for us to leave. They were like, yeah, we're trying to get you guys out of here. We're just figuring out a way for you to leave. And then riot cops just started grabbing people out of the crowd and dragging them back and arresting them.
Yeah, it's essentially like it started off. You didn't see the cops come in because there was just a bunch of people sitting at the intersection, and we were like, nobody was doing anything. People were like singing songs and whatnot, and then the cops came in on one side.
We have to say that there was not one single violent act of any kind the entire time that we were there. There were not one single violent act by the protesters.
So at this point, the cops came in at one side, and
what's up?
We're like, okay, so let's move this way. So we move that way, and we see, oh, the cops are pushing in from here. Okay, I want to go home now. This is weird. Let's go this way. They push in from here. Okay, now I really fucking want to go home, and I turn around. And I'm completely boxed in now. And there's people who are just actually walking by, complete pedestrians. His cell buddy was just like, man, I was just trying to go to my friend's house. And so they closed in on us completely, and a bunch of people were terrified. They're like, we weren't even really protesting, we just want to go home. And they're like, we're going to find a way for you to get out. And then next thing we know, they start banging their stuff and moving in tight on us. And then we're all tight, and they start arresting us one by one. I was doing nothing. I'm like, man, I'm not doing anything. They're like, get over here, throw me face on the floor, cuff me, throw me on the bus to be processed, and then we go to the detention center.
Yeah, there was a diabetic guy on our bus, and when we got to the detention center, they just left us sitting on the bus for must have been like an hour and a half, and there was a diabetic guy just across the aisle from me at the back of the bus, and he managed to get the attention of one of the court officers, and he was like, listen, I'm diabetic, and I have to get off this bus, and I have to get something to eat, or it's I'm gonna have insulin shock, I'm gonna have a seizure here. And the guy was like, yeah, we'll get to you, And the guy was like, well, do you have any idea when that's going to be? And the CO said, honestly, I couldn't tell you. And the diabetic guy's like, oh, well, listen, this is going to be a medical emergency if I don't get off the bus and get some food right now. And the CO's like, yeah, well, don't worry, son, we have a doctor here, it's okay.
Wow.
And he didn't get processed
and then
a minute earlier than anybody else. They took everybody off the bus in line, and he just had his place in line, just went off with everybody else.
Other people, they would just even make fun of, like, one girl's like, I really need to go to the bathroom and piss myself. And then he starts laughing, and he's like, it's not going to be the first time someone's pissed themselves in the bus.
Oh my
Wow. What was the charge?
Breach of peace.
Yeah, they don't actually charge you when you get breach of the peace.
But they do tell you after, if you're caught at another protest, we're going to fully arrest you.
Yeah, they'll charge you with obstruction of justice if they catch you at another protest.
So were you guys there for the protest, or were you?
Yeah, we went. See, we didn't start out the weekend political. We went on Saturday just to see it, right? And then we saw what happened at Queen's Park on Saturday, and that made us want to be out for the rest of the weekend.
Wow.
Beautiful.